Hello, welcome to Venus University. Congratulations, you are now part of the Venusian family. Here, you will find many new challenges and opportunities. You will make new friends and experience a different learning system from high school. You will be expected to do more complicated and intensive class material than you did in your previous education. You should ask yourself these questions. How will I be able to pass all my classes? How can I survive? After completing all of my courses, what kind of a person will I be? You will learn not only how to survive, but also how to thrive and develop. It is just like the proverb, all roads lead to Rome. These guidelines may not be perfect, but you can try them so you can become graduates who not only have good grades, but also added skills and values. If you want to find out what the output will be, it will depend on your goals now. Like a map, having goals will help you determine which direction you will go. Goals. Everybody arrives here with different goals. Most want to continue their education after high school. They may want to add to their social connections. They are perhaps told to by their parents. They may want to become capable entrepreneurs. Or they want to build up their knowledge so they can get good jobs. How about you? What is your purpose for studying at Venus? This is important because if you know your goals, it will determine what you have to do now. If you already know your goals, just like when you use a map, it will be easier to know where you need to move if you know your position. Therefore, you should know your position first in order to reach your goals. Therefore, you must become more familiar with your own abilities, recognizing your abilities. In recognizing your personal abilities, you may encounter challenges. You may be a skilled basketball player, but with limited culinary skills. And you could be asked to compete in a cooking competition against a well-known chef. What will happen? Of course, the chef will win by a landslide. In looking at this case, of course you will feel like this is the likely outcome because you do not have the same abilities as the chef. However, a problem often occurs if you feel like you are unable, lacking in ability, or not as good as someone else. If you feel like you do not have the ability, it will make you hesitate to do something, especially something which you have not tried before. If this kind of a condition occurs, then what should you do? We will come back to this later. Now, try to think about what abilities support you to reach your goals. Some of these skills may include intelligence, a desire to learn, or a need to work hard. If you already know what you have, then think about it again. What can you develop to reach your goals in a more efficient manner? For example, if you have a vehicle, what can help you to reach your destination more quickly? Maybe you will need a map application, such as Waze, to avoid traffic congestion, a better engine, faster speed, or a more durable vehicle. If you do not have these things, it will not obstruct you in reaching your destination, but it can help you in getting to your destination quicker. Added value can be acquired through the self-development process. There are several ways to do this, such as by joining online courses for technical or hard skills. For non-technical or soft skills, you can join an organization or community. Join an organization. By joining an organization, you will have the opportunity to interact with other people with various characteristics, cultural backgrounds, economic backgrounds, and thinking patterns. This can help you to know yourself better by discovering how you are comfortable communicating or what kinds of communication are best to avoid when interacting with certain people. You can also learn how to work together, discuss issues, or persuade others who have different opinions from you. This ability is not only important in the work world, but also when you build a business. The more kinds of people that you work with, the more you will enrich your experience. Okay, so now you know what your goals are and what you have to do to achieve them. Don't forget that your primary task is as a university student. Besides attending classes and doing organizational activities, don't forget to take a break and get enough rest. You will have lots of things to do. So, how can you arrange everything? You can make a priority scale. Priorities. If you categorize your activities into two aspects, level of importance and level of urgency, you will get 4 quadrants that are known as the Eisenhower decision matrix. Let's take a look at them one by one. The first category includes activities which are insignificant and not urgent. Refreshing activities which are not related to your goals are usually found here. Sometimes these activities are not only not connected with your goals, but can also be a distraction. Some examples are window shopping or watching TV until late at night. What? Are they not allowed? They are fine occasionally, but you should try to minimize them. The next quadrant is for significant but urgent activities. This is generally for times when you cannot work to achieve your goal. For instance, you may suddenly be asked for help. Are you not allowed to help others? Of course you can. It is good to do that, but you should not forget your own goals. Sometimes people forget to move in their own directions because they feel satisfied or enjoy helping others. So if the condition makes it impossible to do something yourself, an activity in this quadrant should be delegated to someone else. The next quadrant is important and urgent activities. Whether you can do it or not, it must be done. For example, you may have to be admitted to the hospital, you may have an assignment deadline, or you may have to meet with the head of the program. Moreover, you may have a deadline to submit an assignment the next day, and you have to work until late at night. So do you have to do it? Of course you must do it. The assignment must be turned in, so it must be completed. But if there are many assignments, does that mean you should burn the midnight oil all the time? You can do various things to avoid this from happening. The last quadrant contains activities which are important but not urgent. They are not urgent because they have been planned previously. If there is a project which must be finished in 2 weeks, then it should be done in stages from now, so that you will not have to work until late at night to finish it. You can have time for your family, pets, or significant other, if you have one. You should also make it a habit to study the material again on the same day you get it to make sure you understand it and not panic when an exam is approaching because you don't understand the class material. We have all experienced the activities in the 4th quadrant. The key is to have good planning. If you plan your activities for 1 week, you will know when and how long you can relax. But you should still set aside time, like if a friend needs your help or you have an emergency situation. You may even have to work until late at night to complete your tasks. However, in trying to reach your goals, you should make a plan. It is better to plan an activity that cannot be carried out rather than conduct an activity without a plan. Can it succeed? To find out whether this method can succeed for you, just try it. When you are trying to do something, it is quite possible that you will face challenges. You may interact with the wrong people, or your grades may decline because you are busy with your own personal activities. This will delay you in reaching your goals. In these conditions, you need to stay focused with your initial goals. This is not easy. You will need to adjust, such as reducing your socializing or your non-academic activities. This process is also a lesson that you will not experience if you do not do it. But along your journey, you may also realize that you find other goals. This can occur in line with your learning process and interactions with other people in your surroundings. In this journey, you will also realize that in an effort to reach your goals, you may have different conditions. So, it is necessary to discuss what is known as privilege. Privilege. Not all people have the same opportunities, and not all people have the same abilities. There are those who will reach their goals and those who will fail. A privilege is something which influences something else for the better. A privilege for one person may not be considered a privilege for another person. It can begin from a home which is conducive to studying, or a home that is financially suited to supporting learning activities. The opportunity to study at Venus is a privilege that you have now. Those who have many privileges need to think about how those privileges can be useful for others. If you are not as lucky as other people, it may not be very pleasant, but you can still learn from many people. All of these activities, which encourage you to be open to interacting and learning from others, will train you to collaborate with other people. Collaboration. In 2019, the global population was 7.7 billion people. It is predicted to increase to become 8.5 billion by 2030. As global citizens, it is important to be able to work together with others to become successful. Sometimes it is more important than winning competitions or acing tests. This ability does not surface in a short amount of time, but it is something that you develop over time. Try to take advantage of the 4 years that you have at Venus. Think of it as an opportunity to develop so that it will support your entire journey.